...2008 was different in that, at least in my experience, there was a very hard response to the economy falling apart. The volumes went from, 17, 18 million units a year down to 9. When you start to look at the dramatic drop and then the access to capital or the lack of access to capital, the elimination of the ability to lease cars and finance cars, and people looking for other alternatives. People were leaving. People were trying to find other things to do. The daily phone calls of, the supplier's going bankrupt, or we got to move these tools or whatever. Working from 6 a.m. to 10 o'clock at night to try and make sure that you met your objectives for the day, and you realize that every day you came to work you were another, 6, 7 hours behind where you were the day before, in trying to just respond to all the things that were happening. You lost a lot of people that you had worked with for 20 years, 30 years, people that just disappeared. They retired, they went to a different industry, they decided they had enough. It was a very depressing time, and the lifeblood of any automotive company is the product pipeline. And when you start to see decisions being delayed and new product being delayed and the ability to try and develop new product being delayed and R&D being pulled back and all these things that were, say, the metrics of a healthy environment, we're all going the wrong direction, all at the same time and very fast. After I left the OEMs, I started a small design development firm, and the enthusiasm and the creativity that was out there that was unemployed, there were a lot of people that just wanted to make a difference. A lot of people that wanted to get back into the auto industry and be part of a team that really made a difference or had some kind of drive. There was a lot of that out there, and I think Detroit is still a very innovative, a very entrepreneurial, and a very dedicated town to the craft that we have here that we call, the auto industry.
The environment today is almost a complete 180 from where the environment was 5 years ago. 5 years ago, we were looking at reducing capacity. We were exporting out component parts to low-cost markets. Today, we actually have a capacity constraint. We need more capacity in North America, and we're actually bringing in some of those parts that we had exported out to the lower-cost countries, producing them here locally to the marketplace.
I see people now smiling. I think you see people working together as teams, and I think the collaborative efforts to try and bring the auto industry back is really prevalent. Most of the things we've seen as we've gone through, say, the last 5 years of healing, is that people are a little bit more cautious. and they're not ready to rally off and believe that the volumes are going to rise, exponentially. They're making more prudent investments. I think people are still holding back a little bit to try and see what's happening, what's around the corner. This was such a devastating downturn that I think while there's kind of a reserved enthusiasm as things are going forward, but I see great things coming from the automakers. Great cars, better quality, nicer designed interiors, better than ever, I think, in some of the automakers on refining things that weren't refined before and launching better and better product at a good price point.